Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
I'm here to save the day. I'm here to save the day.
Soon I will be invincible. Because comics.
Welcome to Because Comics. This is episode 75. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and I'm joined by my co-host, the imbibed Mike Christensen.
That's right. All you have to do is drink me in.
Oh, yeah, baby. Now, hold on a second, Mike.
Just put me between your lips.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Draw me into you.
All right. Wait a second, Mike. You,
Just go ahead and put me directly into your...
Is this one of those curse things?
Bloodstream.
If we drink you, is there some kind of really weird curse that happens?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, God. I knew it. I knew this was going to be a curse thing. All right. You know what? I do the one trick that stops your imbibing curse, which is talk about comics.
It's true. That's the only way to stop me from...
Very specific.
Unleashing my evil upon the world. So let's talk about comic books.
Yeah, Stan Lee has been fighting it for centuries.
This is really escalating the stakes, Jay.
Yes.
We talk about comic books every episode, and this is an episode of our show, so let's talk about comic books. Jay, when we go to the comic book store, a thing that we definitely do because we have the free time to do that.
Always.
But hey, even if we don't have free time, comic book stores will hold on to your books for you. It's called a pull list.
That is what they're called.
And these are the books on our pull list. Literal pull lists? Sometimes, maybe. Mostly virtual. Comixology.com. They're not a sponsor, but we read stuff on there.
And we talk about them almost every episode.
Jay, what you reading on your iPad or other tablet device?
That was seamless.
These intros are getting better.
Better and better every time.
And better. 75 episodes, folks.
Here we go.
Content hasn't changed.
So
just the delivery
Just
system.
the delivery of it. So for this comic is by Image, and it's called The Old Guard. It's written by Greg Rucka and drawn by Leandro Fernandez.
Ooh.
And it is a really, really fun comic. The first issue has just come out this past week, so you can pick it up right now. And it's really exciting because basically it's kind of like it seems like a modern day Highlander, even though I guess Highlander was modern day. One of them is in the future, doesn't matter. It's basically the comic is about what if instead of one Wolverine, there were four Wolverines, and they're four Wolverines. They all have like healing factors because apparently they're all immortal. And this comic centers around this crew they seem to be hired mercenaries that are in current day. And essentially they're sent on a mysterious mission to save some people by another mysterious faction. So again, the first comic is very much just slowly peeling back that onion of the story. And what I can tell you right out the gate is that these four individuals, we find this out like within the first page or so, they are immortal. And they've been doing this for a very long time. And we follow the main character. Her name is Andy, and she's kind of the leader of this group. And the other three, their names are Nikki, Joe, and Booker. You know, Andy, Nikki, Joe, and Booker, you know, common immortal names, right? You know, you look back in the history of, like, the pharaohs, and you were like King Tut, Nikki, you know, it all lines up pretty well. But I'm actually interested to see what their names, like I assume they shortened them as time went on, what they would have been, like maybe Nikki was Nathaniel or something. Anyways, I'm getting off track about names.
Maybe Joe was Job.
Oh, I like that.
He got taken to task.
That's pretty true. But basically, without getting into too much in the terms of spoilers, because I don't want to talk too much about it because they do a really good job of unfolding the mystery, and the action and the art is really cool, all the fighting and everything, because you can imagine a comic about four immortals who are mercenaries are going to have some blood and guts and some action, and there's quite a bit of it in the first comic, and it's very well done, and it's really cool. I really recommend it, guys, and I'm not going to say too much more. Definitely check it out. The Old Guard. Mike, what is your pull?
Hulk is the comic I'm talking about.
Hulk is I want to say a villain?
Well, here's the thing, Jay.
Oh?
I know you're being all clever and like, oh, it's the Hulk, and I don't know much about him.
Is it because it's a popular character?
Bruce Banner's not in this comic, Jay.
What?
It's not a Bruce Banner comic. Bruce Banner got himself killed by Hawkeye back in Civil War II.
Whoa, really? He did?
Yeah, apparently Hawkeye executed the Hulk.
So Hawkeye, the guy with bows and arrows, killed the unkillable Hulk, who had an entire comic called World War Hulk, where he just could not be killed by anybody.
Yeah, but Hawkeye wasn't in that.
Oh,
so,
you know what? You're
well,
right.
no, I think he was Ronin at the time. He was a ninja man.
Ooh, was that how he was learning and training to kill the Hulk?
I don't know, man. I don't
So
know.
I believe in between that, he fought a bunch of tracksuit Draculas in
That's
another
true.
series.
That's
so-
all he needed.
Oh, yeah, I guess
It's
so.
that moment. And then he came back and he killed the Hulk. But I don't know anything about that story. I didn't read Civil War II. I'm very busy. But I am reading this comic, which stars Jennifer Walters, a.k.a. She-Hulk.
Oh, man, I love that character.
Well, here's the thing. You know how She-Hulk is like super cool with being the Hulk all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much right now.
Whoa!
Because she is super duper traumatized because her brother died. Not brother, cousin. Her cousin died. Because
sad.
Bruce Banner is super dead.
Oh, that's right. Bruce Banner is her cousin.
Yes,
That lines up now.
that's what I meant.
Gotcha.
Bruce Banner is dead, and it's,
Is she immediately punching Hawkeye in the old face-to-face?
she is trying to. Again, didn't read Civil War II. Don't know if that happened, but she is trying to go back to work and work as a lawyer because she's a lawyer and trying to have a normal life. Well, she lives in Marvel's New York, so her clients are super duper weird. And the first 3 issues are out at this point, and they're all about this sort of mystery unfolding around one of her clients. But one of the big elements is her severe PTSD that she is dealing with in terms of like being triggered by things like when someone references the Hulk, which happens sometimes because, you know, you live in the Marvel Universe,
Yeah.
and he's a notable feature even when he's not a part of it. The creative team is Mariko Tamaki, and that's the writer. The art is by Nico Leone and Dalibor Talajic. I can't promise any confidence behind that name. I am enjoying the series. It is about her PTSD and the fact that she is dealing with it and trying to cope with it and trying to find methods like listening to cooking videos, just having them on in the background and helping them focus her mind so she doesn't like Hulk out and stuff. And that is, you know,
So does the PTSD cause hulking out?
it's kind of like hand in hand, yeah, because she's not hulking out on purpose at all. But when she's having her triggers and when she's having her emotional states, the hulking out is happening. You know, she's
Interesting.
starting to turn green, or she's like pushing the button in the elevator. And
So
the
is it
panel's
kind of like
getting
creating like a
smashed.
different trigger for Hulk where like previously it's anger and for her it just seems to be almost like drawn from a point of fear,
Yeah,
a
I
point
mean-
of this PTSD.
Yeah, I mean, from any sort of like reference to is giving her a moment of like having to hold it in and keep herself from, you know, it's the always angry thing, you know, where Bruce Banner says, by the way, I'm always angry, so I'm always the little bit Hulk. It's that moment of like, it's any moment it can just be a part of her life that she has to try to push down.
Now, has anything changed where, like, when she hulks out, does she, like, original Hulk, does she lose control with this new feeling?
She has not yet gone full Hulk.
Oh.
So we don't know.
Oh, very interesting.
But we're only a few issues in, so it is more about the mystery that's
Surrounding
unfolding.
the client.
Yes, and I'm sure some of these problems will be solved by Hulk stuff. Although the tone of the series does seem to go against the normal problems of like, oh, we have a problem, guess we'll solve it with Hulkness. It's like,
Right.
I mean, the Hulk getting involved might make things notably worse, but we don't know yet.
Yeah,
we
I
will
mean-
have to see how the story handles the Hulk's return. And by that, I mean She-Hulk's hulking out. I'm really enjoying it. The art, by the way, is really, really good, and I'm really liking just the writing in general. Like, not just the themes that they're exploring and like the potential, where will it go with the Hulk, but just like, I like Jennifer Walters. Sucks that she's going through a hard time, but
Yeah.
that's also good drama.
Yeah, it's compelling.
And yeah, I'm really liking it. And I also like legal dramas, you know? So it's a little bit like Suits, but what if Harvey could maybe become the Hulk?
Man, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, those were our pulls, and on to our main segment. Mike, kick things off.
Uncanny X-Men, Madripoor Nights. Jay,
Yes.
there's a new X-Men movie coming out.
There is a new X-Men movie coming out.
When this episode releases, that movie will be out.
Oh my god, you're right.
It's called Logan.
I know.
It's about our good friend Wolverine.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a comic book that Wolverine's in. Quick side note, we got to talk about Madripoor.
Yeah, please. I
Jay-
think some people were like, Madripoor? What?
Jay, what do you know about Madripoor?
I know that it is a place because you have inferred that it is a place, and that is what I know.
No, Jay. I've implied that it is a place. You have inferred.
Twist! Mike, is it a place?
It is. It is a fictional island located in Southeast Asia. In Marvel Comics, it is a port city that is super duper crime ridden.
Ooh, my favorite.
It is basically the Narrows, but also rich people there for rich people crimes.
So rich people crime? So it's white.
No, it's both.
So it's white collar all the time everywhere.
No. There's Hightown and Lowtown. So this serves, I'm reading off the Wikipedia page now because I might as well just cut out the middleman. This serves to represent the extreme social inequality in Madripoor, described as a place for the very rich and the very poor. Madripoor was once a haven for pirates.
But hey, if you're doing just okay, get the heck out of there.
And that tradition is somewhat continued today with its lawless quality. The Principality does not allow other nations to extradite criminals. However, it is one of the business capitals of the Pacific Rim with its own trade center. That's less interesting than I thought it would be when that sentence started. The attempt was made to be conquered by China, taken over by Hydra.
Ooh.
That was more recent. I
believe Hydra takes over at least everything at one point, right?
I don't think that's happened yet in this comic, but that does happen. Was also taken over by Wolverine's son Dakin at one point.
I remember Dakin. He was all over the place.
But that has not happened yet. This comic is Uncanny X-Men number 268. It is written by Chris Claremont, because if we're talking about X-Men in between 1980-something and 2004...
Wow, you're right. That's a long run.
Something like that. I mean, he wrote... And by the way, I'm talking about almost any X-Men series. He created like half of them. Like, he was all over the map.
Makes sense.
He's prolific. Anyway, art by Jim Lee. He's also
He's done stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And this issue opens with Captain America in Madripoor in the late summer of 1941.
Ooh.
And guess who he's fighting?
Nazis?
It's not. No, actually, no. It's ninjas.
I thought you were going to say Nazis.
I did forget that it wasn't Nazis when I flipped the page.
Because I don't know. When someone says in 1941, what do you guess Captain America is fighting? I mean, pretty much only exclusively Nazis.
I mean, there are Nazis in this comic, I'm pretty sure. There are Nazis in this comic, right? Yeah, there are Nazis in this comic.
Okay,
I just
good.
forgot that they were not the first thing that happened.
It's not a spoiler to know that there are Nazis in a 1941 Captain America comic.
I suppose. Anyway, spoilers for 5 minutes from now. Anyway, Captain America's fighting ninjas, and he is trying to rescue a Russian fellow, and he's, not super duper great at fighting ninjas. He's fine.
I feel like he works fundamentally better against Nazis because they shoot bullets and he deflects them with his shield. Makes sense.
Less helpful when they have size.
Yeah, and when they get in close with swords, not great.
Slash him in the back and stuff. But a fellow shows up, a kind of hairy fellow.
Ooh.
With a cowboy hat and a leather jacket, who says Bub.
The Beast?
Sure. No, this fella who happens to know some Japanese and decides, you know what? I'm also gonna help fight some, still not Nazis.
Ronin?
No.
Damn it.
No. That would have been a deep cut had we not referenced Ronin.
I know.
Ronin has never been referenced on this show before, I don't think.
I don't believe Hawkeye even still references Ronin.
Probably true.
But anyways, it's Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine is fighting ninjas with 2 lead pipes.
Whoa, okay.
Wolverine has the 2 lead pipes, not the ninjas.
No, I know. Still strange, though. Usually his go-to move is the weapons that he always has on him.
Well, remember, 1941, they're still made of bone.
That's right.
So that would hurt. I mean, it probably still hurts, but
yeah,
hurt more, I guess.
I guess there's nerves in there.
Anyway, he's fighting them ninjas, and as they fight the ninjas and the ninjas die... the ninjas' bodies disappear. Did you know that's a thing that hand ninjas do?
Yeah, I know about that. Hand ninjas are weird.
These are, by the way, ninjas of the hand.
Makes sense.
The organization of ninjas.
Not the foot?
No, that's the parody group from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That ended up becoming a serious thing.
I agree to disagree. Anyway, Captain America's like, hey, I guess you know those guys a little bit? And he's like, yeah, I mean, sort of. They're kind of mercenary ninjas. It's a thing.
They disappear when you kill them.
They disappear when you kill them. It's a thing. They're very tidy. Anyway, we jump cut after, Wolverine and Cap meet each other, shake hands, name's Logan. Cut to 49...
Wait, is this intended to be their first meeting?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Cut to 49 years later.
Oh.
Black Widow is fighting ninjas.
Nice.
And I'm betting she's in Madripoor, although there's no Chiron at the top to tell me that. But she is fighting them, and a ninja throws a chain around her, and she gets, knocked down into a box, because they're fighting by the docks, I guess. And
a lot of boxes down there.
These ninjas are closing in, and she's like, okay, I guess I gotta fight these ninjas. But then, there's a bunch of fireworks because Jubilee shows up.
Oh, yeah! Oh, man.
Anyway, she does this thing where she shoots fireworks at them, and also Psylocke's there.
Oh, good.
Psylocke is punching ninjas.
My God, this is 90s as heck.
It's very 90s. And you know who's there in his orange and brown costume? It's Wolverine.
Woo!
Wolverine in a costume with metal claws. And he says, Madripoor's my turf. You aren't welcome. He thought he made that clear a long time ago. Point of interest.
Sure.
How does Wolverine remember that?
Yeah, he's lost his memory more than most people change their clothes. That guy's got a whole big scrambled egg of a mess up there. How does he remember that?
Like nowadays, Wolverine. Well, I guess now Wolverine's dead in the comics, but
right.
But a couple years ago, he got all his memories back. I guess in House of M, which was 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
That was a while
ago. It was
ago.
a while,
but still, this was before that.
This was before that, so
when he was still all like, "I don't remember my past."
Although to be fair, they're not the same ninjas, so maybe he just has to go every couple.
Yeah,
of
maybe
years.
he goes there all the time.
Yeah, but to be fair, he does go to Japan a lot. He probably goes to Madripoor.
Maybe it's really sad for the ninjas. They're like, oh, he still doesn't remember us. I guess we'll have to fight him next year.
Also, they're not immortal, so... Well, actually, I don't know if that's true either. The hand. Anyway, they fight them ninjas, and those ninjas turn to smoke. And so, I guess, Jubilee... I guess I buy for Psylocke.
Uh-huh.
I buy for Black Widow. I buy for Logan that they killed these ninjas. Did Jubilee help kill these ninjas?
That's amazing.
Did Jubilee...
take the life of a few ninjas via fireworks?
Because here's what Jubilee says. After the Chiron says, in surprisingly short order, and then cuts to these dead ninjas disappearing, she says, total mincemeat. Are those scuds toast or what? But it is so absolutely gross, the way they always melt. I mean, like unto major barf.
I prefer decayed corpses instead.
And Psylocke says, restrain yourself, child, please, because Psylocke and Jubilee don't like each other that much. Anyway.
Wow, but yes, you're right. I guess Jubilee was like, let's murder him. And then she did.
She just distracted them with fireworks and then just totally watched them get murdered.
Yeah.
By 3 professional assassins.
And has seen it enough to a point where she's now phased or unfazed by the fact that they disappear when they're killed instead of being left like dead bodies.
She is somewhat desensitized
Yeah.
to their murder. Anyway, Black Widow says, fancy meeting you here. Although all things considered, especially under the circumstances, I shouldn't be surprised. Saving me from death, the worst it appears to become... And then she blacks out.
Oh, I thought for a moment you were falling asleep, but there we go.
This comic books. And remember. Cut back to 1941 in a bar called Seraph's, today known as the Princess Bar.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. Or maybe not. I don't know. Wolverine is walking around. He's got some beers and some glasses. He's walking back to his table, and he bumps into a couple of fellas in tuxes.
Oh, I was going to think they were ninjas.
No, they're not. They're Nazis.
There's those Nazis.
There they are. One of them's Baron Strucker. He is a little bit immortal, so he's still around.
That's true. Hey, guys, be honest. You forgot that there were Nazis in this comic.
Yeah, we didn't telegraph it at all.
Nope.
Anyway, Baron Strucker's wearing the, white suit jacket, white tux, black pants kind of dealy. And his buddy's got that red armband because, they're Nazis.
Because they just hand those things out.
I mean, yeah, to Nazis.
Yeah, to Nazis.
Anyway, Baron Strucker's all like, hey, what's going on? Like, why'd you bump into me? And the guy's like, you gotta apologize to Baron Strucker. And Logan's like, yeah, they was in my way. And they were like, yeah, this is a respectable establishment. He's like, yeah. Till they let you goose steppers in.
Ooh, throwing some shade on those Nazis.
Smackdown rap battle. No, they don't do that. The Nazis are all like, hey, you gotta apologize or you're gonna leave. And he's like, well, if I don't, then what's gonna happen? And it seems like they're all about to kill each other. But then the woman in charge shows up. Her name is Seraph. She's, I think, in her 40s or 50s, blonde, very, very short little person. Gets up on the table and says to the Nazis, like, the only person entitled to throw any weight around here is me, and I'm the only one allowed to make a scene. You guys better, shape up. And they're like, oh, yes, no problem. And, Strucker kisses her hand and does the whole, I'm a gentleman. We don't murder people. Bye.
But we're totally cool.
Totally cool. And then she's like, hey, Logan, I could have thrown you out on the street on your knucklehead, Keister. And, he's like, hey, it wasn't my fault. And I just bumped into some Nazis. It's cool. It's all good. Anyway.
She's like, I get it. High five.
Yeah. He goes back to his table where Steve Rogers and that Russian guy is. Steve Rogers doesn't drink. Unsurprising. That guy, that Russian name is Ivan Petrovich. He
Pretty Russian name.
is in comics, but his backstory is kind of weird and confusing. We are not going to worry about it.
Oh, he's like not even like a random like Russian spy dude or something. He's just...
Oh, he is a character of
okay.
note, and he is tied to a character of note in the Marvel Comics universe, but we don't really have time for that.
Fair enough. Also, in the 1940s, Russia was an ally, right? So we weren't really at arms with them, or at odds with them yet.
No, not really. I mean, I guess, like, we're cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're trying to figure out what's going on, and, Logan's talking about how he can smell Strucker now that he's encountered him, and Captain America's like, that's like something an animal does, not people. People don't smell people like that. And Logan's like, human being's an animal, bub. Though most animals probably wouldn't take that as much of a compliment.
Man, these two are going to get along great.
I meant no offense. None taken. So what's your interest in this, Mr. Logan? Awfully convenient the way you came to our rescue. Nothing convenient about it. My interest, Captain, is in the hand. Figured any enemy of theirs is a potential friend of mine. And they're all like, so, Ivan, why were those guys roughing you up? He's like, yeah, so here's why. Those assassins were trying to kill me. Baron Strucker hired them. They've abducted this young girl left in my charge, Natasha Alyanova Romanov.
That name sounds familiar. Oh, right, the Black Widow.
Because,
What?
by the way, guys, Black Widow's also kind of immortal.
I guess so.
No, I mean, she is.
Wait, is that actually like a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like, hey, comics just happened to take place over
No,
70
no.
years and Bruce Wayne never ages.
I mean, it was for a while, but then they were like, no, she took the serum and she was around in the Cold War.
Oh, crazy cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a little girl in 1941. And 49 years later, here she is in Madripoor in the 90s.
Man, I got to catch up on that new Black Widow comic. It's probably in there.
That probably is true. Anyway, Black Widow wakes up in a present-day bed in pajamas and underwear, something.
I thought that was going to be the name of a town until I realized you were saying
she's
pajamas.
Still in Madripoor. She's in kind of like granny panties and a nighty tank top. But, like, she definitely got dressed by Logan, right? Like, that definitely happened.
Weird.
I guess Psylocke could have, but, like, Psylocke didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very strange. All right.
Anyway, yeah, Logan says he put her in bed and, like, took her Black Widow's bites away, which I guess are her bracelet things that we always forget she has.
Oh, right.
The laser bracelets.
Yeah. Are they lasers? I thought they were... No, maybe they're needles? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Black Widow, I feel like in
It's
a
like
video...
her own utility belt on her wrists.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're needles, sometimes they're electricity, sometimes they're bites, whatever those are.
Anyway, they hug and they're like, hey, been a long time. Logan drops an Indiana Jones reference and says it's not the years, it's the mileage. Literally, he says, like Indy said, like he's quoting Indiana Jones.
It's like, wait, I want to be clear. I am not like just stealing this. I'm actually quoting Indiana
citing my
Jones.
sources. And she refers to him as little uncle.
Aw.
Aw, indeed. I feel like this dynamic of theirs has never been addressed since
No,
this comic.
never established.
At least none of the ones I've read. But anyway, through the window from the porch, Jubilee and, well, not Psylocke. Psylocke's just chilling out there, but Jubilee's definitely watching and saying, is it like my imagination? Or is every old buddy Wolvie's got in the whole world like some incredibly fabulous, gorgeous babe? Jubilee, it is impolite to pry. Somebody's got to look out for him. And then in her head, she thinks, and I sure as heck don't trust it to be you, Ms. Mind-Reading so-called ex-assassin. Ms. spelled M-I-Z.
Ah.
Also, don't think that. You literally just thought...
you just thought...
She can read your mind.
Yeah. Like, she'll now...
And she says, and since some of us aren't telepaths, Psylocke, she says this out loud, we got to do it the old-fashioned way. What's this little uncle she keeps calling him? Oh, so terribly precious, don't you think? Makes me want to barf.
Wow. Just a wonderful person to have along on a trip.
Jubilee's just super 90s mall rat. Like,
She is.
I did not realize just how much a mall rat she was.
Ooh, yeah.
Anyway.
That's part of her mutant power.
Yeah.
She's forever trapped in the 90s.
Anyway, Black Widow suits up and is all like, hey, I thought Daredevil and I destroyed the hand. And Wolverine's like, yeah, that's not how the hand works.
They're never destroyed.
They're never destroyed.
They're like the cockroaches of the Marvel Universe.
And the Strucker twins, Andrea and Andreas, who are not the people, it's not Baron Strucker, but I guess kids of his? I don't know how they
must
work.
be related. Oh, that's very strange for Marvel to have two Struckers to be completely unrelated to each other.
No, I'm sure they're also Nazis. So, like, I'm sure that they are, or
Yeah.
they're German at least. But they're probably Nazis because they're
These are my
villains.
cousins.
But anyway, they have, I guess, taken over the hand or something. They're doing nefariousness here in Madripoor alongside the hand.
The hand just really does not care who is in charge of them. Like, Daredevil did it for a little while. I guess also the Nazis.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what's the credentials to be the head of the hand?
They're just ninjas for hire. The Struckers are on Madripoor for a meeting with a Japanese businessman named Matsuo Tsurayaba. And Jubilee says, major bad news. He's the hand's boss. And Wolverine's like, this is going to be like an unholy alliance of super bad people.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Black Widow's like, how long's it been? Wolverine, who super remembers this, I guess, is like, nigh on 50 years, princess. And Jubilee's like, how can she be that old? What's going on?
I don't understand things.
And anyway, they decide to go investigate. Cut back to 1941.
Whoa!
Where this car of Nazis is driving until Wolverine stands on the road, jumps in, and kicks through the windshields.
Rad.
It's pretty rad. And they're all like, yeah, this is American, they're from the bar. And he's like, I'm Canadian, and I'm proud of it, because he's Canadian.
Yeah, and he's proud of it.
It's true. And Captain America shows up. He's also pretty proud of his heritage and his
Yeah, I guess you're right.
patriotism.
Something about his costume.
And he says, who does that loon think he is? Some sort of Superman? But, like, Superman existed by this point.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
He was in comics that Captain America could have read. I guess Captain America had a lot going on. He probably didn't read much Superman.
Fair enough.
And the Ivan's like, nothing at all like you, eh, comrade Captain? And Captain America's like, that's different. And Captain America thinks, at least I have Professor Erskine's super soldier serum to thank me for giving me my edge. You know, this Logan guy has none powers and stuff.
Yeah, of course he doesn't.
And then Logan gets shot and killed.
Whoa!
Logan gets shot and killed in the car, but he's cradling the child, who's this little, like, 8-year-old girl with red hair. Mm-hmm. Natasha. It's the Black Widow. Then he shielded her body, and they take him away, and they're like, man, that guy was a real hero. Gotta go find a place to hide because Nazis are around. And so they go to the American consulate, and they bust in, and they're like, hey, we gotta get some, like, security here. And he's like, cool, yeah, I'm definitely with the American embassy. Come on in here. Nazis are here!
Oh, no!
Nazi soldiers, this was a trap.
Yeah. Definitely with the consulate.
Yeah.
Definitely American.
I mean, he is with the consulate, and he is American.
but he's also a Nazi.
I guess. Feels like he's violating his pact a little bit, but whatever. Nazis.
Yeah, Nazis, man. What are you
I
gonna
don't think
do?
we've said the word Nazi this many times in an episode of the show.
No, I think we're definitely reaching pretty high heights at this point.
Yeah. Cut back to the present, where they are interrogating people and trying to figure out where the hand is going to be.
Did they try the consulate where there were Nazis before?
No, they don't. Black Widow hangs someone upside down and's like, hey, I'm going to lose hold of you pretty soon. He's like, okay, I'll tell you. Cut back to 1941. That was just a super short interlude.
Fair enough.
Captain America and Ivan are tied up, and there's a stone stage, like something at a Flash Gordon, and there's a guy in green robes, and he's just sitting on a throne with a big old devil's face behind him, and it's super duper Flash Gordon.
That's crazy.
And all the Nazis are all like, hey, yeah, it's cool, and the American is like, you know, you call me a disgrace to the Foreign Service, but I happen to consider myself a patriot who believes the true destiny of the United States is to join with Germany in an Aryan harmony that will eradicate the scourge of Bolshevism from the globe. So,
Right.
you know, and make the earth fit for those who deserve to rule it. America will have the New World, the Third Reich, the old Europe, and Africa. And Japan gets Asia and the Western Pacific. Guys, I don't think you realize how much you just gave to Japan, because Asia's freaking huge.
Yeah, pretty big.
Western Pacific, that's a lot too. Also, you left out Australia, so
Yeah, I guess Australia is going to kind of be, the rebellion?
they could just kind of do their own thing. Anyway, they give Black Widow, not yet Black Widow, but, you know, Natasha, a sword, and they're like, hey, you are going to join us, because you're a little kid, and it's super easy to train you to be a spy. I don't think they're the only ones who had that idea.
Yeah,
because
apparently.
historically, she became a spy right around this age.
Yeah, pretty much.
At least in the Marvel movies, and I'm pretty sure in this too. Cut back to the present day, Buccaneer Bay, where once Madripoor corsairs ranged far and wide for prey. Still do in a way, but from offices instead of pirate ships, using computer networks to make fortunes, or ruin them.
Ooh, just as exciting.
But cut to a real boat, because sometimes there's just still a real boat. It's a pirate, no, not a pirate ship, it's a yacht.
Ah.
And there's some sort of like super fancy people showing up, and everyone's just totally cool with it. These ninjas are on the boat, and they're like, yeah, we're totally going to allow this black-haired woman in a, what really just looks like a sexy French maid outfit, this redhead woman in a dress that can be charitably considered a flying V, and a short girl who they think looks like a guy, who's a young Asian woman who is carrying a yellow box and is wearing, I kind of think, parachute pants. Just seems like the help. And they're like, yeah, here, boy, take that down to the bunker or whatever. Take them down to the brig. Take it down to the hold. Hold is what they call it on ships.
That is what they call it.
And she goes down and she's like thinking to herself, this is Jubilee. Most guys, they just got no class whatsoever. Shake the right bit of booty under their noses. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle is the sound effect her butt makes as she walks away.
Very nice. Thank you.
She's a teenager. Anyway, Wolverine just shows up in costume. Just shows up on the side of the boat. As Wolverine and says, evening, fellas. Got a light? And then part of the ship explodes because of Jubilee. And everyone's just suddenly in costume. Why show up in dresses?
Yeah, why do that at all?
Why was any of this necessary?
If Wolverine was just gonna because she could have, Jubilee could have just swam up and then blown up the side of the ship.
Here's what they say. Jubilee's fireworks took out the yacht's engines and internal power. So, I guess. But, also...
Did you need to do that?
Did you all need to suit up in super sexy fun times clothes? Because, as much as I appreciate it, it was entirely unnecessary.
Yeah, very much so.
Added nothing. There was not, some infiltrate, oh man, we're going to get deep under the ship or whatever. They're still on the deck.
Or, get information out of this individual.
They're suddenly in costume. It's less than a page.
Wait, the costumes were underneath those outfits?
They couldn't possibly have been.
Okay.
There's literally no way that could have happened. I bet maybe they could say it's Psylocke's mind powers. Yeah, that'll work, I guess.
That would have been pretty neat, actually, but they probably didn't say it in the comic.
I don't think they did. Anyway, in 1941, they give Black Widow a sword. Not Black Widow, young Natasha. And they're all like, hey, kill your buddies. It's the first step to join us in the abyss.
Nice.
The first of many joyous steps into the abyss. That is what they say.
Okay, so this guy at first was like, look, it's going to be great. We're going to take over America. We're going to take over all these continents. And now he's at the very end of his rant. And he's like, look, we're all just...
Oh, no, this is a different dude.
Oh, it's a different guy?
This is the guy in charge of the hand.
This is a straight shooter.
This is
look, everyone's going to hell, all right?
This is the guy...
We all know it.
This is the guy in the green robes with a kind of snake pattern. It looks like a snake's belly down the front.
Of course he speaks like this.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Child.
He says, use it, child. He's old. He's a little wrinkly. He says, use it, child, to take the life of your friends and would-be saviors. The first of many joyous steps into the abyss. Resistance is useless, girl. Obey me. I am Jonin and my will is supreme. Because something cuts the sword and also cuts that dude in the face.
Whoa!
It's a samurai sword held by a little hairy dude who probably still has bullets inside of him because Logan's back. And he's all like,
back.
What did I miss, fellas? Looks like you've seen a ghost. And Captain America's like, but we saw you got shot. I got better. And he cuts them free.
And Captain America's like, that dude's cool. He could probably make 9 or 10 movies.
Yeah, I'd be down with watching him make 9 movies, or at least 7, and then cameo in 2. And then someone could just staple his face to someone's face in the 10th. I'd be fine with all that.
Oh, yeah.
Then they are like, all right, so we got to fight all these ninjas and Nazis, and the assassins don't look super pleased you killed their leader. Had it coming. No argument. I forgot to do a Russian voice for Ivan this whole time.
Well, I think everybody was thinking it, so I'm glad you...
now I have to make up for time. But neither they nor Strucker's death head stormtroopers are about to let us leave without the fight. And Wolverine says, their choice. And I swear to God, he looks like a goddamn vampire.
Really?
Because his eyes are dark, but there's little blood red pupils, and he's got big old fang canines and just... saliva, and I'm going to show you the panel in the middle of the page.
Oh my God, you're right. He does look like a vampire.
He definitely looks like a vampire. It's like Vampire Wolverine.
Their choice. Wow. You don't want to fight that. You don't want to fight that dude.
Anyway, he's out for blood. He shouts, their choice, their funeral. And he goes in there and just starts stabbing people while Captain America throws a frisbee at people. Anyway, they go to the airport.
Captain America in his mind, he's like, I'm still cool. This is still cool. As he's hitting people with his shield.
It's the moral high ground, Logan.
We'll take these people to jail, and as he's seeing Logan just pierce through 3 people.
I don't carry a weapon. It's an allegory. All right, fine.
I'll kill them. Don't worry.
I got it.
It's a bit like Colossus from Deadpool, just oh my God.
Why are you murdering so many? It's fine. Wolverine's probably not the first person he's seen kill people.
And Captain America's been in literally one of the worst wars.
Yeah,
so
it's a bad one.
He's probably seen some pretty bad stuff.
Anyway, they go to the airport where Captain America and Ivan.
Nobody can appreciate this because this is all in the audio medium, but Mike made a nice I'm running to the airport motion here as we're recording.
That's true. It's also not true because they're driving. They're being driven by Seraph, the person who ran that club.
I thought the panel was just them just running through the streets.
No. They're getting to this plane. The day has risen now. The sun has risen, and they're racing away from these Nazi cars. And Captain America and Ivan and Natasha get off and climb on board. And Captain America says, "We work pretty well together, mister. Ashamed to break up so potential a team. Appreciate the thought, Cap, but I work alone. Don't need a sidekick. Actually, I meant as my, well, never mind. Perhaps it's for the best." And look, I get that the comic is saying, oh, Captain America was inviting Wolverine to be his sidekick. It definitely seems like he was gay and like asking Wolverine out and like there was a miscommunication. Really? Like that is not what they meant, but the way he's like embarrassedly looking like, actually, I meant as my, yeah, never mind.
You're right. That does kind of come across like that.
It's like, I know that's not what they meant, but it definitely reads that way. Anyway, they're like, oh, hope we meet again soon. Anything's possible. Count on it, little uncle. And that's what, that's not what Natasha says. That's what Seraph says to kind of grind Wolverine's gears a little bit.
Seraph!
A little razzing between friends. Cut back to that boat in present day, and they're all like, oh, these people aren't the people we were looking for.
We just screwed it. Wait, did they just blow up a yacht?
No.
For no reason?
They're ringers.
Oh.
They are dupes. They are a decoy.
They're like, wait a second, no, these people are cardboard cutouts.
That would be amazing.
That's how they were able to get on the ship and then change in front of everybody when nobody was moving. It's like, everybody's just real still right now.
Wolverine's like, must be getting old not to have seen this coming. All along, the Keeper felt a shade too smoothly. Must have set up this diversion the moment we showed our faces, to keep us busy while they staged the real meet somewhere else. Probably watching us right now, laughing themselves silly at how completely and easily they played us for chumps. And Psylocke's like, I am size-scanning the crew and their imposters.
Cool.
They possess no knowledge that does us any good. Figure as much. Let it go, Bets. They know your capabilities. Bound to be shielded against it. That's it, then? We just give up? You can guess who that is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We can't win them all, kiddo. Happens even to the best. Means from now on, we're that much more careful. Making sure we can this never happens again. And cut to people watching through a telescope as they cheers champagne glasses and say, a forlorn hope, X-Men. We intend to make sure of that. To victory, my friends. The first of many.
And is it Strucker and the ninjas and everybody just kind of high-fiving each other?
We only see their hands, but I would assume, yeah, probably.
Is it coming from the consulate? Is there a way to see that? And Wolverine's like, I wonder where they could be.
I think they're on a cliff. I think they're like literally on a rocky outcropping, like watching.
What if the consulate was like on a cliff? It's like, there's no way that's an evil place.
I mean, maybe. Madripoor, man. Who knows?
Wow.
Well, that would be much more a Latveria thing, I feel like.
So I guess they got...
Oh, yes, the consulate. That's not a crow.
Lightning strikes.
That's someone being tortured.
Emperor or King Doom, whatever, like has finished his morning torture. Please come in for negotiations.
This is the American Embassy. Yes. We know.
Oh, boy. Those relations are real strained. But yeah, that was a pretty fun comic. That's you get one win and then you get one loss.
And you know what? It's all about Wolverine trying to protect a kid.
Yeah.
Almost like I did that on purpose.
Related to something we've already seen by the time this is out.
Also, if you're looking for comics where Wolverine protects a child, there is another one that I would like to recommend. Wolverine issue number 41. It's from the 2003 to 2009 run. He's in Africa. He's just protecting a baby. It's very good.
Oh, I'll definitely have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mike. Well, guys, that was our main segment, and that'll take us to our game, Super-Mundane. So this is Super-Mundane. This is the game where we name a mundane task or activity or job, and we try to decide which hero from Marvel or DC would be the best and which would be the worst at doing this. So for this episode, the Super-Mundane is who would be the best and worst grillmaster. So who's gonna be?
I like this one.
So who's gonna be out there, at the barbecue?
Wolverine.
Man,
that guy's gonna smell the spices.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm just thinking of him.
How often do you actually you don't really spice the meat that much when you barbecue.
You do, I think.
I guess it depends on how you barbecue.
Mike and I are obviously very skilled grill masters.
Well, also you can barbecue corn. There's a lot you can do on the grill.
Yeah, you put a lot of stuff on there. And I actually feel like the Senses is pretty solid because that's a pretty good reason why. I was just thinking it'd be hilarious for him to do kebabs on his claws.
That's also really good,
and he could just lay them on the grill.
Oh, that's real good.
Those are some dirty-ass claws.
Oh, God, you're right. You're going to get a blood disease.
Whatever he has.
Although, I guess
from
his
years
healing
of
factor,
war and conflict.
His healing factor makes it cool, I guess?
I guess so.
He's just a carrier, maybe. Let's go ahead and not... I actually don't want Wolverine preparing my food now.
I don't know. I mean, I still think it works just from the sense point of view, but it's just comical that you can imagine him doing kebabs with his own claws.
Now I'm worried he's going to get cigar ash on them.
I don't know. I feel like he would be definitely, like, out of any of the things that he definitely doesn't take seriously at the X-Mansion, like being the grillmaster, I could actually see him taking very seriously.
I could see him doing that real well.
And,
yeah.
like, he's learned from, like, all over the world. Like, that dude has prepared meat in a lot of different countries. Like Madripoor, a country. And also,
yeah, it is a country.
It's a country? I thought it was a town.
No, it's like a sovereign.
Oh, its own thing.
Remember, there's no extradition laws.
I was being sarcastic.
Yes.
And, like...
But you were right.
But obviously, like, Japan and, like, all the other places. Canada, known for its barbecuing.
Sure.
So, I mean, like, yeah, you've got places all over that he could bring to the table for that grilling. So I think Wolverine's probably a good choice.
Wolverine's definitely been to other places. Oh, they used to live in Australia for a while.
That's true. He's killed a bunch of people across the U.S. in Old Man Logan. So maybe he picked up some barbecue.
And in regular comics.
And regular comics.
He's a murderer.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing. It's the thing he does very well.
And you know what? You kind of want to give him some space anyway.
Yeah.
And you want to give the grillmaster a little space.
It's perfect. He doesn't have to talk to anybody because he needs to focus on that grilling.
But what if people come up and start giving him advice?
I mean, here's the thing. That's where I actually think he would be perfect because I don't think anybody wants to do that with Wolverine. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like, should I tell him that? You know what? I'm not going to tell him that he should flip it over. Like, you know what I mean?
But
like,
you know what? Cyclops is a real micromanager, though.
Yeah, but I
But
guess
then he's just going to ignore Cyclops because he enjoys doing that. So
exactly.
I guess you're fine.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really going to bug or comment on Wolverine's grilling. They know at this point. And if they don't, they'll learn very quickly not to.
That's true.
So I think that is a kind of a perfect role for him. He doesn't have to talk to anybody. He can have a beer, and his keen senses work really well. Wow, that was pretty strong right out the gate. So who would be the worst? I feel like I want to say the Human Torch.
I know. I kind of was thinking about that too.
Because, like, it kind of makes sense.
Put him on an apron, give him a spatula. I think he'd be fine.
He'd be fine, but here's the thing. I don't think the Human Torch, just knowing his character, really knows his way around a grill. Like, I feel like he wouldn't really... the way his character is portrayed, he doesn't seem like the guy who's in the back not socializing with people and grilling. He's the one who's kind of up chatting with everybody.
I think he'd be a social grill master because he helps run a party. You know what I mean? I feel like he would be fine.
I guess, yeah. He'd probably have like a hilarious like apron and like, kind of like kiss the grill master and like
he and
he'd
Gambit.
Be like, guys, check it out, and he'd just be like lighting it on fire and be like, woo!
Like
yeah,
Gambit would be kind of the same way, where it's like
that would be very bad if he's just like throwing buns and they're just exploding on the grill.
Well, yes, if he did that, sure.
Yes.
Much like if the Human Torch lights everything on fire, it's not a very good...
Yeah, I guess we have to, at a certain point, imagine that they have some control of their powers.
But
or
like,
Gambit would have killed a lot of people by accident.
I'm just saying both of them would have Kiss the Cook,
That's true.
aprons.
Just be real nice. I'm trying to think. Who
Daredevil wouldn't be super great at knowing when things are done. No, he's got super good senses.
He's got really good senses, and here's the thing, sense of smell, just as good as Wolverine. He'd have a pretty good idea of like what kind of spices and when something's really done and like to throw it on. He could do fun like tricks, like flipping those things in the air with his all swashbucklingness. Be fun.
Yeah, he'd be good. You're right.
And like it'd also be like kind of a cool trick because he'd probably be Matt Murdocking it up at this time, and people are like, how is he grilling? He's blind. And he's like flipping stuff in the air, and it'd be fun.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, he's a big social guy. Like,
Yeah,
he'd
it's
have a
true.
lot of fun with it.
You would.
I'm trying to think. Who would be bad? I don't know why I'm thinking Hawkeye. I'm just thinking all of them using their powers on food, just like an arrow with a bunch of hot dogs on it.
Kebabs.
Yeah, kebabs.
The Phoenix.
I guess so. With the fire of 1,000 suns, here is your hot dog.
Oh, I'll just go ahead and cook this up for you. Destruction of New York.
It all started with one barbecue. I like the thought of Iceman, but in the end of the day, I think he just wouldn't be an ice dude.
Yeah, I know.
He would be fine. He would just be regular Bobby.
That
making
same
stuff
thing
in the
that
backyard.
I told you. They don't have to use their powers.
Yeah. But that's what I'm thinking of somebody who'd be like, no, using my powers is really what's going to make this work.
Ghost Rider. No, it's always Ghost Rider.
It's always Ghost
Rider's
Rider.
often our answer. We've answered Ghost Rider more times than Hollywood has
He's
answered
really
Ghost
just
Rider.
the worst social person to have around at any time.
He and the Punisher, pretty bad.
Yeah. Although, again, I think the Punisher would probably be fine at grilling. Probably one of the things he would enjoy.
You don't think it'd trigger him? Send him back to his...
Jeez.
I think it
Can't
would.
hang out with that Frank Castle.
I think it would. Oh, is this a happy moment? It reminds me of my family.
I mean, I guess, like, I don't know if we've ever said this before, but I feel like Bruce Banner would be bad. We've talked about Hulk in this episode, but, like, I think Bruce Banner would be bad because, you know, you have to be, like, pretty precise, but it's not a science. You're still cooking, so it's a little bit of an art. And also, like, it's a stressful situation if you burn something or if you burn yourself or if the food's, like...
I feel like Mark Ruffalo Bruce Banner would be good, though.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, like, crappy comic Bruce Banner, which...
I know, but, like, he is... Before he died, he has evolved a little bit to be more... Well, that was pretty recent, though, and then he died
Yeah.
by being kebab.
Because, I mean, hulking out middle grilling is not going to be good.
Yeah, but, again, people leave you alone. You know what I mean? They give you
True.
a wide berth.
Oh, Animal Man. He'd be a terrible grill master.
Beast Boy.
Beast Boy would also be really bad. Why are we doing this? Why would you do this to these animals?
Beast Boy.
Oh, and you know what? He'd be like trolling people. He would like come up and he would hand you like the hot dogs in the form of a pig. Just like, here you go, eat me. What?
Just bring a pig in.
Yeah. What a dick. Yeah, Beast Boy would actually be pretty bad. It's a grill master.
Yeah, Beast Boy would just bring a bunch of tofu.
Yeah. Like, what the heck is this? Guys, I made barbecue. Yeah, I think he would be pretty bad. Him and Animal Man would be pretty rough.
Yeah, but I feel like Animal Man, maybe not. Well, I don't know.
I actually don't know Animal Man's stance on eating meat.
I don't
Probably
either.
still
He
not
talks
for it.
to animals, but Beast Boy's been animals.
Ooh, what about Ant-Man?
Yeah.
He'd be using those ant tricks. You would get a lot of dead ants on your food. Or imagine he's using the ants to pass the food to you.
Yeah.
So you're like sitting on a checkered like table and then just a bunch of little ants.
Just bring your plate over
bring
and you're
your
like, oh,
plate.
good. The one thing I don't want to think about while eating.
Right, I'm about to eat this. And
Thanks,
just, like,
Ant-Man.
ants scuttling away, and you just look over it. And I'm just thinking of Paul Rudd because it'd be hilarious.
Sure.
He's just like confidently like, yeah, there you go, guys.
I mean, he definitely better passes the test of would you ask him to do this?
That's the thing.
Because you wouldn't ask Animal Man, probably. Definitely, I hope you wouldn't ask Beast Boy.
Yeah, because he'd
He's
probably...
also friends with Cyborg. Just ask Cyborg.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really do think actually, like, Ant-Man would be pretty bad.
Ant-Man would not be good.
Because he would definitely lean on that. And you do not want to see, like, in a picnic scenario, which is basically what a barbecue is, you don't want to see ants. And they're bringing you food.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Don't want to think about him.
Yeah. And not our Hank Pym Ant-Man. I think
I don't really feel like any Ant-Man would be good.
Yeah, actually, I think I would like Hank Pym's one a lot less. For being, Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, why did we invite Hank Pym
Why
to
did
this
we
barbecue?
invite Hank? I'm pretty sure we're all super cool with not inviting him to stuff anymore.
Like, I'm okay with him being on the team still, but I don't want to see him at barbecues.
No, we kicked him out of the team, remember? Because he built Ultron. Also hit his wife.
Yeah.
Like, we don't hang out
In
with him.
business situations and social situations. Bad track record.
We were cool to cut the ties.
All right, well, I guess those are our picks. We've got Wolverine, and we've got Hank Pym.
Any
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man.
really. Wow. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 75 of Because Comics. We'll be posting a new episode every other week. If you'd like to download more episodes or check out other similar podcasts, head over to partialarc.com. Of course, you can email us any questions at becausecomics@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, all at Partial Arc. And be sure to check out more content from our comic boy wonder, Mike Christensen, at partialarc.com, where he writes articles every Tuesday and Thursday.
That's right. Tuesdays I write about the Star Wars The Clone Wars series, and Thursdays I write about Dungeons & Dragons and other RPGs, but mostly Dungeons & Dragons.
Indeed. So, guys, thanks for listening. And remember...
when life gives you lemons, you have the power now.
You do. Who knew lemons were the secret to everything? It's the 7th Infinity Stone, right?
Lemons.
He's gonna put that glove on and then just drench that glove in lemon juice.
Because comics.